The autumn sunlight poured through my windows, spreading golden shapes across the dining table I had spent 3 long hours preparing. 24 place settings, each with the vintage china I'd hunted down for months. 24 crystal glasses glimmering in the light. 24 empty chairs. My phone buzzed again. The sound cut through the silence like a sharp blade. I'd been ignoring it for the last hour, but the alerts wouldn't stop. With shaking hands, I picked it up, its weight suddenly unbearable. The screen lit up, flooded with social media notifications. And there they were. All of them. Mom and Dad smiling proudly beside Brandon, standing in what must be his new apartment. Aunt Susan lifting a champagne glass. Uncle Robert hugging my cousin Melissa. Grandma in the corner looking fragile but glowing. The caption read, "So proud of our boy's first home purchase." The Taylor family is celebrating Brandon's big milestone. I swiped to the next photo. More smiles. More champagne. Then a video started. Brandon laughing, showing off his perfect teeth while joking with 2 cousins. I thought of all the times Macy had bragged online about her renovations. But this time, today, was supposed to be mine. The phone slipped from my hand, crashing onto the table. I pressed my palm to my mouth, but the sobs escaped anyway. Tears blurred my vision as I stared at the untouched appetizers. The expensive wine I bought because Dad loves Cabernet. The fresh rolls cooling in their basket. Just this morning, I had been humming while setting everything up. Too excited to sleep, I woke before dawn. The soft morning light stretched across the oak floors as I checked my handwritten list one last time. Weeks ago, I had sent invitations for a 2 p.m. celebration of my first home. This little 1,000-square-foot craftsman I had poured 9 months of sweat and every bit of savings into restoring. "You're going overboard again." Rachel had teased gently as I arranged flowers in old blue vases I'd bought just for today. But she smiled kindly while helping me polish Grandma's silverware. "I just want it perfect," I explained, adjusting a napkin for the 4th time. Mom had said the house was too small when I bought it. Dad doubted the neighborhood. I wanted them to see what I'd built. Rachel squeezed my shoulder. They should be proud no matter what. The first warning came at 1:45 p.m., a text from Mom. "Running late, start without us." By 3:30, my coworkers Jane and Peter had shown up. My sweet neighbor, Mrs. Eleanor, brought pie. 3 college friends came with hugs and bottles of wine. But no family. At 4:15, I had called my parents 7 times, straight to voicemail. Brandon didn't answer either. My messages to aunts and uncles stayed unread. Finally, at 5:08, Aunt Susan picked up. "Honey, aren't you coming to Brandon's housewarming?" she asked, music and laughter loud in the background. "He bought a downtown apartment. Everyone's here celebrating." "Your parents said you knew." My throat closed. "Brandon rents his apartment." "He didn't buy anything." A pause. "Well, that's not what he told everyone. Anyway, he planned this last week. Said it was important. I sent invitations a month ago," I whispered. "Today at 2 o'clock. Another pause. Longer this time. "Oh dear. Well, we're all here now. Maybe you could stop by later? After your little gathering?" I hung up. Now I sat among 24 empty chairs, meant for people who chose not to come. The loyal 7 who did show exchanged worried glances over the untouched food. 83-year-old Mrs. Eleanor finally stood, her glass raised, eyes fierce. "Don't let empty chairs steal your joy, dear. Today is Macy's day." The others lifted their glasses. Rachel leaned close, her whisper warm. "This is your real family, Macy. The ones who choose you." My phone buzzed again, Mom calling. 7 pairs of eyes watched me. I silenced it with one firm tap and raised my glass to Eleanor's toast. "Not today," I said, my voice steadier than I felt. "Today is for the people who showed up." 3 hours later, the last guest left. Rachel stayed to help pack leftovers, enough to feed me for days, a bitter reminder of the missing chairs. "You should stay at my place tonight," she suggested, sealing another container. "We'll drink wine, watch bad movies, and fall asleep." I shook my head. "I need to be here. This is my home." The word caught in my throat. Home. Both powerful and fragile after today. The doorbell rang, cutting the quiet. Rachel and I exchanged looks. "I'll get it," I said, wiping my hands on a towel. I opened the door. My mother, Linda Taylor, stood there. Her pearl earrings glinted as she looked past me into the house. "May I come in?" she asked, stepping inside without waiting. I moved aside, my stomach tightening as she walked through the entryway, eyeing the refinished floors, the crown molding, the antique light fixture I had searched so long for. "It's nice," she said flatly. "Smaller than it looked in pictures, it's—" The sting of dismissal burned deep. Rachel appeared in the doorway, silent but strong. "Mom, why are you here?" I asked. Linda dropped her purse on the sofa. "Honestly, Macy, I don't know why you're making such a fuss. You're always competing with Brandon, making him feel small. He's finally doing something good and you couldn't even show up." The shock left me speechless. Only Rachel's sharp inhale broke the silence. "I couldn't show up," I finally said. "Because I was here, hosting the housewarming I invited you all to weeks ago." "Well, these things happen," Mom said dismissively. "You know how busy we are." Brandon only planned his last week. He was excited. Something shifted inside me. Last week? My invitations went out 4 weeks ago. Linda fussed with a pillow on the sofa. Brandon's had a rough time. Hosting gave him confidence. We wanted to support him. He told you it was a rental, not a purchase, right? I asked, my voice trembling less than before. Her hands froze. "Well, you know how your brother is. What matters is he's finally trying." "Mom," I said slowly, "did you know he scheduled it the same day as mine?" Her silence was louder than any answer. "You knew," I whispered. "All of you knew. And you let him fake it, just to overshadow me." The betrayal cut deeper than I ever imagined. "You staged a false celebration just to erase mine." "Now you're being dramatic," Linda said, straightening her back. "Not everything revolves around you, Macy. Brandon needs our support more than you do. You've always been the independent one." "Independent?" The word ignites inside me like fire. I've been independent because I never had a choice. My whole life, you ignored everything I achieved while lifting up Brandon's mediocrity. Linda's eyes widened. I'd never spoken to her like this before. "When I made the honor roll, you skipped my ceremony for Brandon's average football game. When I got a scholarship, you spent the evening comforting him because he didn't get one, even though he barely scraped by with C's." My voice grew louder, stronger with each word. "I worked 3 jobs to pay for graduate school while you covered Brandon's rent after he dropped out of community college. I saved for 7 years to buy this house while you bankrolled one failed business after another for him. We've always supported both of you the same," Linda insisted, but the lie rang hollow. "I spent $62,000 and 9 months renovating this house myself," I said, my body shaking. "Every weekend, every vacation, every spare hour after work. And you only criticized me, called this place a waste in a bad neighborhood, without ever stepping foot inside." Her face hardened. "After everything we've done for you, what exactly have you done for me?" The question ripped from somewhere deep and wounded. "Name one thing you've done to support my dreams the way you support Brandon's." Her silence was deafening. Rachel stood as witness to a fight decades in the making. "This house is mine," I said, walking to the front door and pulling it open wide. "Earned by me." "Now get out!" Linda's mouth dropped open. This wasn't how our arguments ever ended. Usually I apologized for upsetting her, for being difficult, for existing in a way she didn't approve. "Macy Elizabeth Taylor, you do not speak to your mother that way." "I just did," I replied, calm despite the storm inside me. "Please leave." She snatched her purse, shoulders stiff with outrage. "Your father will hear about this. I'm sure he will." The door closed behind her. I leaned against it, hollow yet strangely full. Rachel wrapped her arms around me. "I'm proud of you," she whispered. Morning sunlight poured through the kitchen windows when the doorbell rang again. I hadn't slept, replaying last night in my head. When I opened the door, my father, Charles Taylor, stood there, tall frame slightly bent, expression uncertain. "May I come in?" he asked softly. I let him. Unlike Mom, he paused in the entry, actually noticing the details. "Could I see it?" "The house. All of it." I led him through each room, the restored kitchen, the built-in shelves I sanded by hand, the sage green guest room Rachel helped paint. In the backyard, he stopped at the garden beds I built. "You did all this yourself?" "Most of it," I answered. "Friends helped with the heavy parts." He nodded slowly. "It's beautiful, Macy. You've created something special." The words felt awkward, the first genuine praise I'd ever heard from him. Then, Brandon told everyone he bought the place. We knew it wasn't true. The sting hit again, even though I'd already known. "Your mother is very upset," he added. The old tactic, control through guilt. "Maybe if you apologized, we could move past this." I won't apologize for telling the truth, I said firmly. Or for expecting respect. His face hardened. You know we're not getting any younger. Our estate, I don't need your money, I cut in. I never did. His expression flickered. Anger, maybe. But behind it was the same pattern I'd lived with my whole life. You gave Brandon 3 business loans, I said quietly. The sports shop that failed. The food truck he sold in weeks. The pyramid scheme. He has potential, my father answered automatically. He just needs support. And what about me? Did I ever have potential worth supporting? His silence said everything. A car pulled up, Rachel with Dr. Elaine Foster, and behind them, Mrs. Eleanor carrying a dish. My phone buzzed with texts, co-workers sending pictures and kind messages. I should go, Dad muttered, frowning at the arrivals. Your mother expects an apology. The family's had enough drama. You can't threaten me with being cut off, I replied. That's already reality. He paused at the door. This isn't how family treats each other, Macy. I know, I said quietly. That's the problem. When the door closed, I leaned against it, breathing deeply. Dr. Foster approached, eyes kind. That's the first step, she said softly, recognizing the pattern. For a week, my Instagram notification dot haunted me. I avoided looking, but I knew what was waiting. Then Aunt Susan texted, Your mother is upset. When will you apologize? I set my phone down, watching autumn sunlight filter through the maple tree outside. Brandon's page hadn't changed, still showing his fake apartment purchase, with dozens of family congratulations. Enough, I whispered. I opened my gallery. Rachel's photo of me on the porch, holding the keys, tired but glowing with pride. I typed the caption, First home, fully renovated, rewiring, floors, everything. Thanks to those who supported me. Your homeowner, your restoration. Craftsman style, I hit post. No mention of betrayal, no family tags. The memories hit me. Working 60-hour weeks. Living in a cramped studio. Losing 3 houses before finally finding this one. Signing the papers alone. My palm against the worn archway. No parents, no brother. Just me, the keys, and a house that needed me as much as I needed it. So different from Brandon, handed rent, furniture, movers all by them. Later, Katie, my cousin, messaged, Thought you should see this. Screenshots of the family group chat followed. Aunt Susan, the situation with Macy is getting out of hand. Linda is beside herself. Uncle Robert, Brandon says she's jealous. Always has been. Cousin Michael, remember her meltdown at Thanksgiving when she was 16? The meltdown? The night they ignored my MIT acceptance to talk about Brandon's C+ in math. Scrolling, I saw their myth of me. Macy the difficult. Macy the sensitive. Macy who never tries hard enough. The weight pressed like concrete on my chest. Later, in Dr. Foster's office, surrounded by sandalwood and books, I shared it all. The golden child and scapegoat roles in your family are textbook, she said gently. Brandon is the one who can do no wrong. You're the one who can never do enough. I've suspected it for years, I admitted. But seeing it in writing, it's like they live in another reality. She leaned forward. What would your life look like if you stopped seeking their approval? I couldn't breathe. I'd be alone, I whispered. Are you sure? She asked softly. You have Rachel, your co-workers, Mrs. Eleanor, people who choose you. They're not family, I protested. Aren't they? She asked. What makes someone family, Macy? The question followed me home. Rachel was waiting with friends, arms full of paint cans. Surprise! Bathroom painting party. We brought pizza and wine. Inside, Mrs. Eleanor arranged flowers. And I'll teach you to prune roses before winter. My grandmother's way. The house filled with laughter. Warmth and life over the next 2 weekends, one night. As I cooked dinner, I saw Brandon's shadow at the door. Hey, sis, he said with that practiced grin. Place looks nice. What do you want, Brandon? He shifted uncomfortably. Things got blown out of proportion. Mom and Dad overreacted. Not an apology. Within minutes, his real purpose emerged. There's this real estate deal downtown. Small buy-in, big potential. Thought of you since you're into property now. How much? I asked, curious. Just $15,000 to start. Pay you back once it takes off. The same cycle. Like the loans never repaid. The apartments they covered. The endless rescues. I studied him. Really saw him. The smile that never reached his eyes. The entitled expectation. You've never really seen me, I said quietly. And now I finally see you. His face hardened. What's that supposed to mean? It means no, Brandon. I won't fund your project. After he left, I did something unexpected. I agreed to Sunday dinner at my parents'. But first, I sat with Dr. Foster. They'll try to pull you back into the old patterns, she warned. You don't have to respond the same way. Rachel will wait nearby, I assured her. Good. So what boundaries are you setting? I counted them on my fingers. I'll leave if they insult my house or choices. I won't discuss giving Brandon money. And I'll stay no longer than 90 minutes, Dr. Foster nodded. And why are you going? To see if honesty is possible, I answered. To see if there's anything left worth saving. Sunday arrived cold and bright. I parked outside my parents' perfect suburban home. Trim lawn, matching porch furniture, everything spotless. A sharp contrast to my quirky craftsman. I took a breath and walked up to the door. The dining room fell silent when I entered. Brandon cracked a joke that landed flat. Dad kept clearing his throat. Mom busied herself with dishes, never meeting my eyes. Thank you for coming, Macy, Dad finally said. I sat. I'm here to see if honesty is possible. The words dropped heavy, rippling the silence. Dinner limped along with stiff small talk. Mom asked about work, then cut me off mid-answer. Dad asked about the house but winced when I mentioned installing a new water heater myself. The tension snapped when Mom set her fork down with a sharp clink. I don't understand why you bought such an expensive house, she said. You could have chosen something reasonable, like Brandon did. The lie hung in the air. I rose slowly, laying my napkin beside my plate. I didn't come here for more lies, I said, my voice calm but firm. Macy, please, Dad pleaded, standing too. Family should forgive. I met his eyes, then hers, then Brandon's, who wouldn't look at me. Family should be worth forgiving first. I walked out. The door clicked shut, quiet and final. The evening air felt like the first deep breath I'd taken in years. The next morning, sunlight spilled across my counter as I arranged dahlias in the blue vase Eleanor had gifted me. Through the window, I saw the garden coming alive, months of work transforming bare dirt into beauty. Roses climbed the trellis, steady and sure, just like me. These Sunday dinners are turning into a habit, Eleanor called from the porch, setting down apple cobbler. At 83, I'm still quicker than all of you, she laughed, refusing help. Best part of my week, I said, and I meant it. The house felt different now, fully mine. The dining room table, once marked by absence, now brimmed with laughter. Rachel brought board games. Peter strummed his guitar. Samantha's daughter chased fireflies in the dusk. I'd grown used to this rhythm, less contact with family. Dad called sometimes awkward but trying. Mom sent stiff texts about neighborhood news. Brandon sent nothing, and that was its own piece, until today. My phone buzzed. Rachel glanced up from chopping vegetables. Your face just did that thing. On screen, Brandon's post. She said yes. Jennifer made me the happiest man alive. A photo of him grinning, arm around a blonde woman flashing a ring that looked like it had its own zip code. Wow, Rachel said. Didn't they just start dating? 5 weeks, I muttered, scrolling through comments. Family I hadn't heard from in months, all congratulating. Then Mom called. Macy, her voice was too cheerful. Have you heard Brandon's wonderful news? We're thrilled. Jennifer is perfect. Congratulations, I said, pressing my temple. We're hosting an engagement party in 3 weeks. The whole family will be there. A pause. This is important, Macy. Family comes first. I'll think about it, I said. Think about it? Her voice sharpened. This is your brother's engagement. After everything we've done for you, I need to go, Mom. Dinner guests. I hung up before she could continue. My hands were steady. Soon texts poured in. Aunts, uncles, cousins. Family comes together for big moments. Your brother would show up for you. Aunt Susan's message stood out. Your mom said you might help with wedding expenses since Brandon's between opportunities again. Rachel read over my shoulder, snorting. Of course. Golden Boy needs another bailout. Dr. Foster's words echoed. Selective engagement protects your peace. I typed one careful message. Congratulations on your engagement. I wish you both happiness. To the rest, polite thanks, no promises. Look at you, Rachel smiled. Boundary master. For once, my chest felt light where dread used to sit. That night, dinner was joyful. Eleanor told old stories. Peter played a new song. No one asked me to perform. No one compared me to Brandon. 2 days later, my phone buzzed again. Unknown number. Is this Macy? I'm Jennifer. I'd like to meet you. Just us. Her voice was steady, lacking Brandon's usual polished type. Why? I asked. I've seen how your family talks about you. I need to understand what I'm marrying into. Her honesty startled me. Riverdale Roasters tomorrow at 2. I'll be there, she said, relieved. That evening, Dad appeared at my door holding a cardboard box. May I come in? His tone careful, respectful. A change. Inside the box were photos I'd never seen. Me at 5 with a science fair ribbon, at 12 sanding wood in Grandpa's shop, at 16 with the car I bought myself. I took these, Dad said softly. Your mother thought it was silly. I didn't. My throat tightened as I lifted one, me in cap and gown, his rare smile beside me. We failed you, he admitted. I failed you. The words landed heavy. Not triumph, not joy. Just ache. Brandon told everyone he bought Jennifer's ring, Dad continued. Truth is, he used her card. Promised to pay her back. I said nothing. Let him sit in it. Your mother wants me to convince you to attend. Bring a generous gift, he added. She doesn't see that things are different now. They are, I said quietly. Some things haven't changed. But I have. At the door, he paused. This house is beautiful, Macy. You've built something real. Later, Mom barged in uninvited, voice sharp. This distance is ridiculous. You will attend and act like family, or you won't be family. The old threat had no power anymore. That's not your choice, I said calmly. I'll decide for myself. You can see yourself out. The next day, I met Jennifer. She was nothing like Brandon's past girlfriends. My parents divorced when I was 12, she told me. My dad was like Brandon. My mom enabled him until she couldn't. Are you sure about marrying him? I asked. She gave a sad smile. No, that's why I need to see clearly first, I thought carefully. I'll come to the party. Not for them, for me. And for you. That evening, Eleanor and I clipped roses in the fading light. Will it hurt going back into that space? She asked gently. Maybe. But I'm not the person they think I am anymore. She nodded. Family isn't who you're born to. It's who truly sees you. I looked at my glowing windows, the home I rebuilt with my hands. This house taught me what family means, I said. It's the ones who show up. The ones who stay. The ones who see you even when it's hard. The breeze carried the scent of roses and earth, growth and boundaries rooted together. On engagement day, Rachel walked beside me into the Westbrook Country Club, cream-colored walls blurring past. The weight of my choice pressed on my shoulders. But I keep my back straight, chin lifted. You look stunning, Rachel whispers, squeezing my hand. Simple grace always wins over showing off. I chose a deep green dress that follows my shape without begging for attention. No flashy jewelry, no fancy hair. Just me, plain, steady, unapologetic. The room quiets when we walk into the reception. Relatives pause mid-sentence, glasses raised halfway. Some nod awkwardly, some look away. I notice Aunt Susan whispering to Uncle Robert, both sneaking glances at me. Brandon stands by the gift table, smile fading when his eyes find me. He expected my chair to stay empty, another chance to cast me as the problem. Jennifer waves from across the room, relief spreading across her face. My parents come forward with practiced smiles that never touch their eyes. Mom's relief sharpens into calculation. Dad shifts uneasily, his usual habit before a fight. You came, Mom says, loud enough for the crowd. How thoughtful. Wouldn't miss it, I reply lightly. Unspoken words hang between us. 20 minutes pass in small talk with relatives who suddenly love talking about the weather. I stand at the refreshment table, sipping sparkling water, when Mom appears beside me. Listen carefully, she hisses, smile frozen for the audience. Don't mention your house tonight. This is Brandon's night. The old pattern pushes in. Linda commands. Macy obeys. Dad hovers close, torn between helping and keeping peace. Mom, not everything has to be about you, she cuts in, rearranging food on her plate. Just once, let your brother shine without competition. Before I can respond, Jennifer arrives, her cream dress glowing under the lights. Her eyes flicker between us, sensing the tension. There you are, Macy, she says warmly. I've been looking for you. Mom's smile tightens. We were just talking family matters, dear. I breathe deep. Dr. Foster's words echo. Your response belongs to you, not to them. I turn to Jennifer, a real smile softening my face. I'm here to celebrate you, Jennifer. That's all that matters tonight. Truth cuts through the air. Mom's grip tightens on her glass, her game broken. Jennifer links her arm with mine, leading me away. Thank you for being here, she whispers. It means more than you know. The night moves on, a careful dance of small talk. Then Brandon rises, glass raised. Jennifer and I are so thankful for all of you. This year has been full of milestones. My new home. This engagement, Jennifer's smile falters. Her eyes find mine across the table. Relatives who believed his story about the apartment shift in their seats. Aunt Susan studies her plate. I sip my water, silent, letting his lie collapse on its own. Jennifer's confusion grows, visible to all. After the toast, she pulls Brandon aside. Their whispers rise sharp, his hands gesturing wildly toward our parents. Mom fiddles with the centerpiece. Dad stares at his watch as if time might rescue him. Later, I step out for air. Cool spring air wraps me. There you are. Jennifer appears, eyes rimmed red but steady. Are you okay, I ask? She shakes her head. I didn't know it was this bad. The apartment, the job he never got, the savings that don't exist. Your parents knew, didn't they? Yes, I answer. They always knew. How do you handle this, family? She asks softly. I look at the stars. I'm still learning. Choosing truth helps, even when it hurts. The door slams. Brandon storms out, face red. What are you doing? Turning her against me? Jennifer stands tall. She's just being honest with me. Honest? He laughs. She's always been jealous. Ask anyone. I did, Jennifer replies quietly. I asked Mark about the apartment. He was confused. Brandon's mask cracks. So what if I rent? Everyone exaggerates. This isn't about an apartment, I say calmly. It's about the pattern. Relatives nearby witness his mask crumble. I grab my purse, tired. I should go. Mom appears tense. Macy, don't cause a scene. Dad steps forward, voice steady. Let her go, Linda, we've done enough. The words hang heavy. Mom stares, stunned. I walk past them, chin high. The crowd parts like water, faces shifting from doubt to understanding. Outside, fresh air fills my lungs. Rachel waits at the car. Ready? She asks. I look back at the glowing building. Inside, truth has broken loose. Yes, I say. I'm ready. Sunlight filters through new curtains, painting gold across my dining table. A year has passed since I sat here alone. Today, 8 places are set, roses from my garden in blue vases. 8 seats filled by people who choose me. My hand runs across the oak table, remembering when my phone revealed my family's lies. The sting dull now, softened by healing. Dr. Foster calls it progress. Smells amazing, Rachel says, stepping in with wine. She's been here since morning, helping cook for our Sunday dinner. Eleanor's recipe, I say, adjusting a napkin. She swore her pot roast could cure anything. The walls now tell my story. Photos of my chosen family replace those of blood ties. Rachel and I painted together. Peter and Jane built shelves. Mrs. Eleanor taught me gardening before she got too sick. You should see the yard, I tell Rachel, leading her outside. The garden blooms, once barren, now alive. Eleanor taught me patience. Some things bloom fast, she said, others take seasons. And some never take root. Dr. Foster now sees me monthly. Yesterday she asked, "What have you learned this year?" I've learned to build fences, I said. Not just the wooden one outside. Boundaries that guard what matters. At work, I mentor Alexis, a young engineer with a critical mother. Yesterday she texted, "Your advice changed everything." I told Mom no. First boundary ever. The doorbell rings. Rachel squeezes my shoulder. It's Dad holding a potted lilac. His visits have been awkward but honest. Thought your garden might like this, he says. Your grandmother had one? I smile, taking it. Perfect for the corner bed. Inside, he studies the home Mom refuses to enter. She clings to her story. Brandon deserves endless chances. I remain ungrateful. Brandon still spins tales, now back home. The bell rings again. My chosen family arrives, filling chairs with laughter. Dad lingers at the edge, half familiar, half strange. When all are seated, Mrs. Eleanor's chair stands empty, honored. Jane raises her glass. To the house truth built. Later, as twilight falls, Dad joins me on the porch. You built something beautiful here, he says quietly. I hear what he doesn't say. Regret, respect, a wish for healing. Inside, more friends arrive. My house glows with warmth, so different from the silence of before. I welcome them in, realizing true family sees you and chooses to stay. As night deepens, I look at my home, full of laughter. Sometimes you set a table for 24, but only 8 show up. And those 8 become everything.